Let's talk about the AI and economy. For many years, people said AI was all promise and no proof. Big claims, flashy demos, but not much to show in real economic results. That phase is over. In early 2026, we can say something very different. AI is no longer just a story about the future. It is now showing up in the numbers that track how the economy actually works. For a long time, economists talked about something called the Solow Paradox. The idea was simple. We could see computers everywhere, but we could not see their impact in productivity data. That paradox shaped how people talked about new technology for decades. But now that gap is closing, and AI is a big reason why. In late 2025, productivity in the US business sector jumped in a way that caught a lot of attention. Output grew fast, while work hours barely changed. That means more value was created without more labor. Over the past few years, productivity growth has been running higher than it did in the late 2010s, and researchers are linking much of that change to the spread of generative AI in everyday's work. At the worker level, the pattern is clear. A growing share of people now use AI tools as part of the daily tasks. They're not just testing them for fun. They're using them to write, summarize, code, analyze, and plan. The share of work time spent with AI keeps rising, and in many tasks, people finish much faster than before. When millions of workers save even a small part of their time, the effect adds up across the whole economy. This is what economists mean when they talk about a jobless expansion. Companies produce more without hiring at the same pace. That does not mean jobs disappear overnight. It means output grows faster than payrolls. And that is exactly what you would expect from technology that boosts white-collar productivity first. Behind these gains is a massive wave of investment. The current growth story in the US is also a story about data centers, chips, cloud systems, and AI software. Big tech firms are spending at levels we have not seen before. But this is not limited to the largest companies. Smaller firms are also spending more on software, automation, and digital tools. Payment to tech providers from small businesses are rising, especially in sectors like manufacturing and construction. This investment does more than upgrade company systems. It also feeds into the wider economy. Building data centers means construction jobs. Producing chips means factory expansion. Higher stock prices in AI-heavy companies rise household wealth, which then shows up more consumer spending. In that sense, AI affects growth through several channels at once, not just through office productivity. Some people worry that this looks too much like the late 1990s, where the internet boom drove huge investments and soaring market values. That concern is fair. When spending grows faster than profits, risk builds up. But there is also an important difference. Today's AI systems are already used at scale. Companies are not waiting for future value. They are seeing real changes in how work gets done right now. When researchers look at where productivity is rising fastest, it is often in professional and technical services, the parts of the economy where information work matters most. That fits the idea that AI is first acting as a force multiplier for knowledge work. Over time, more sectors may benefit, but the early gains are clearly concentrated where digital tools can change workflows quickly. Looking further ahead, forecasts vary. Some models suggest AI could add several percent to the total economic output over the coming decades. Others are more cautious and expect smaller but still meaningful gains each year. No one can say with certainty how far this will go or how long this will boost the last. But even modest improvements, if they persist, can reshape long-term growth path, public budgets, and living standards. There's also policy implications. Higher productivity can help keep inflation under control while wages rise. It can reduce pressure on government budgets if growth stays strong. But these outcomes depend on how widely the gains are shared and how fast workers can adapt to new tools. Globally, the race is on. The US still leads in private AI investments and data center capacity, but other regions are catching up fast. China and parts of Europe are increasing adoption across companies, not just in research labs. Worldwide, corporate spending on AI has grown many times over in just a decade. This is not just a local trend. It is a global shift in how economies invest and compete. So where does that leave us in 2026? AI is no longer a side project or a marketing buzzword. It has become part of the core economic engine. We see it in productivity data. We see it in capital spending. We see it in how people actually work each day. That does not mean every question is answered. We still need to understand how jobs will change, how skills will shift, and how make such growth does not stay locked inside a few sectors or companies. But one thing is now hard to deny. After years of waiting for digital technology to show up clearly in economic statistics, AI is finally doing exactly that. The hype phase was loud but vague. The current phase is quieter but measurable. And the numbers point into a real structural change in how value is created. The AI economy is not something we are preparing for anymore. It is something we are already living in. Thanks so much. Any comments, as usual, drop them down in the comment section. Reach out to us on LinkedIn or our website. And talk soon. Thank you.